Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a binder update in part 1 of a Q&A. I asked for questions on my Instagram a couple weeks ago and I really want to get to those questions. I've just been having a moment kind of adjusting into this new year and this new semester, and I just don't have the time right now to firmly dedicate myself to making a good video. I've only ever made 2 Q&A videos before. I think I'm going to continue to try to do it twice a year, at the beginning of the year and then the midway point of the year. But because of that, I just really like to make them. They afford me a really fun opportunity to be creative with editing, and they're probably my favorite videos that I've made on this channel. So because I'm just not in the right headspace right now to answer all of those questions and be entertaining, I thought I would do part 1 of this Q&A because I think about 4 people asked me what my collecting goals for 2023 are, which makes sense because I asked that question at the beginning of the year. So I thought it would be fun to kind of walk through that today. I have some stuff to put away. A lot of this stuff has been building up for quite a while now, so that's also weird because I feel like I haven't made a pure binder update since November. I think the last one you saw from me was in December, but I had actually filmed it in November in consideration of finals. So it's just been a very long time since I did a pure binder update. I feel like I'm out of practice, so I'm just not ready to jump into the full Q&A. We can just talk through the collecting goals of 2023, even though yes, I realize it is already February, but whatever, time is fake. So I was kind of thinking maybe I will talk about my wants for each binder, because I say collecting goals of 2023 and I do have some goals, but in general I try not to set too many goals in general, just because I don't like to feel guilty at myself if I say, I want to focus on this and not on this, and then I see a really great deal for this and pursue that instead. It just sets me up for being annoyed with myself. So instead of saying collecting goals, I will probably do individual collecting wants, but I do kind of have an overarching theme to this year that I can try to talk to as well. I really just promised a lot of speaking while putting things away, so hopefully I remain eloquent. But if you don't know what this binder is, this is my venue, army booth, and larger miscellaneous merch card binder. This is the army booth and venue specific PC section. As for wants of 2023, I definitely want to collect army booth pretty thoroughly. As you can see, I have some gaps, and I also am just outright missing some. So I think army booth is a big want of this year and something that I have slowly tried to start working on already. In general though, I'm very content with the spot that my back collection merch is, and that goes for this binder as well as my other 3 merch binders. There isn't a lot that I can see myself wanting to add from the back collection specifically, besides a few things here and there like this. I'd like to finish that, but I think everything else is basically done. So as for merch back collecting, I feel like I'm pretty much done unless I see something that I really love. I will get, and then I do want to continue to keep up on new merch releases. So if I could say my wants for merch, it's really just to finish the last little bits of things, work on army booth stuff, and stay up to date on new merch releases are my big wants of 2023. Now, here's why we're actually in this binder. I am completing this page today, like I promised I would in my flip through, because I know it looks rather silly. These are the photocard holders from BBC, and so I will be putting them on this page. I think I want to do the more headshot looking ones here and the more selfie ones down here. I think so. But anyway, as I put these away, I guess I can start talking about my greater theme for this year. So at the end of 2022, when I was kind of doing my collection flip through, I was thinking about, I'm really proud of what I was able to accomplish in collecting in 2022, but it did definitely mark a shift in how I want to collect, because I feel like I accomplished a large swath of the back collecting that I wanted to do. I think it's finally time. I'm about to hit 3 years of collecting, which is exciting. I'm at a crossroads where it's either I keep collecting the cheaper back collecting stuff and just all but essentially become a completionist to the biggest extent that one can when you collect 2 Magnet Line members, or I completely switch focuses on completing those last little bits of my collection that I would really like. There we go. Sorry, I had put that in the wrong sleeve, but that is this page. And that is that binder, basically complete. Like I said, I just need this 4th muster. But anyway, as I was saying, I feel like I'm kind of at a crossroads because, like I said, I either need to go full send into completion territory, or I need to make some very specific decisions on the holes that I have in my collection and work on finishing those. And I'm sorry to belabor this point, but I'm not a completionist, so that's just not the direction that I want to go in. I always knew, you know, bat collecting would reach a natural end at some point, and I do think that bat collecting is reaching a natural end to me, whether it be over the course of this whole year or only a partial part of this year or maybe into the early part of next year. I do see bat collecting ending for me in general for more of your everyday merch items and stuff like that. Okay, we're back for a very quick stop and album, but continuing what I was saying, being at this crossroads and always acknowledging the fact that I don't want to be a completionist collector. I really want to collect things that I want to collect. So moving forward, I definitely want to put some energy this year into generally saving money for bigger purchases, holes in my collection that I would really like to see filled, but do require longer months of budgeting and stuff. And so I think that's probably my goal of 2023, is to make some more headway on that. Some of those items are considered rare, but some of them are just harder to get because they've been out of print or because there was a very specific way that you had to obtain cards or whatever. So I think in general though, that is my goal, is to shift away from building up the bat collection, because I feel like for the most part I have really gotten it to a place that I'm very happy with, and instead shift focus on to obtaining some of the items that will just require longer bouts of budgeting. So that's definitely the biggest goal of 2023. As we're in my album binder, I've mentioned I of course have a goal of finishing broadcast. I do think it's possible. I shan't say more, but I do think it's possible, so stay tuned for that if you would be interested in content like that. But with full transparency, broadcast collecting is not cheap by any means. I'm sure the majority of you know that. And so like I said, to get the last remaining ones that I want to get, there can't be any more card Japan hauls in those months that I buy those cards. No. So because of that, I do think collecting on this channel will look a little bit different. Before I get into that, I'll just comment on these cards, what I'm doing. These are obviously the Love Yourself Her vinyls that I'm, as always, struggling to get into the pocket pages. I really hope they keep releasing these vinyls 100%. These are things that I'm going to continue to collect. I hope they keep releasing OT7 sets, because I will just do something like this. I definitely want to make fillers. As I've said, I just haven't been in the moment in time appropriate enough for me to be spending a lot of time and having the energy to spend a lot of time on binder maintenance. But I definitely want to make nice fillers for here, and in general, I'm happy. I feel like at first I was a little disappointed with the images they chose because they looked a little Lomo looking, but the more that I looked at them as a full set, I do think I like the full set together. So I'm happy to have this set. I really hope they make more vinyls. I hope they release the whole discography on vinyl, because I would love to own them all on vinyl. Please. And, you know, continue to collect these OT7 sets. So besides that though, if they for some reason started doing re-releases of albums, I of course would collect those photo cards. But in general, working with the information that we have now, I'm basically done with album for chapter 1. Lucky draws, like I said, there's always a few B ones I'm missing, and if I see them I might pick them up, but not for the prices that they currently go for, because I'm pretty content on B. And then so really the things that I have remaining that I want to collect in this binder are definitely the broadcast cards. So these are my biggest wants of 2023, I would say. And to achieve that, my biggest goal is to start working towards some of these bigger purchases. So I will get into my merch binders now and put some stuff away. So this is a recently split binder. I don't know if I said this on my collection flip through, but this is the binder that hosts a lot of merch stuff, including the television docuseries stuff, exhibition stuff, random merch drops from Hybe, like the deco kit, things like that, collabs, Daikon, all went in here. But I don't know if I said this during my flip through, but it was a very full binder, and when I just got back to school I just had to split it because it was doing a little too much curling over. I really just genuinely did split it, so I might do some reorganizing of the actual chapter layouts of this since it's not attached to the bigger part anymore. Like I said, I ripped out half of the binder and put it in here. So it might have to change moving forward, but for now, that's what this binder is, if you are curious. The reason we are in this binder is because I do have some merch box updates. So yay, I turned right to the page, but here is the merch box page 9, and then I have 10 right here. I'm so freaking excited that I have these. I haven't ordered merch box 11 yet. I don't know if I will. I think I will end up doing it, but it's my last merch box and there are more proof cards. So I'm just like really salty about it. I feel like I might actually eventually order it, but just knowing that this is going to take my last merch box and it's just more proof concept cards that we have seen numerous times. It's just really annoying to me. So I will probably collect it just because it's the layout that I have going now. I like keeping these OT7 sets. So I will probably do it, but just know I'm very annoyed that I have to buy more proof concept, or door concept, I guess I should say. The proof concept is the black look, the door concept, more door concept cards. You know me in this channel and the door concept. I never stop yapping about it. So anyway, I do think I will eventually order that, but I haven't ordered it yet because I'm mad and I don't want to spend my last merch box on that merch box. Maybe I can buy them on resale. I mean, I can't imagine they would be that expensive, but I don't know. Much to think about. That's not the point. What I wanted to talk about more is that because I am making a decision to kind of slow down on bag collecting in some sense, I don't want this to be a situation where people are like, you said you were going to stop and then you didn't. It's just a stopping in some sense. So like, I do want to stop collecting stuff like this in the backlog and just focus on keeping up with the new releases, because I feel like I'm very happy with what I have amassed across these 3 binders, and I'm content to just focus on what is currently being released. There are other things in the backlog, however, that I would like to continue working on. Like I said, Army Booth is a goal, broadcast is a goal, some larger Japan inclusions is a goal, and working on my tour and muster binder is a goal, which I will talk about more once we get into that binder. But I don't know why I'm struggling so much. It's just because I can't lay this flat within frame. So you're really seeing some hilarious struggling. I'm sorry. I want to lay it flat, but because I'm left-handed, I'm like hitting up against these rings. This is so embarrassing, me trying to talk eloquently through this. But anyway, so like, as you can see from everything I just named, there is still a relative considerable amount that I would like from the backlog. It just feels very different to me because it does feel like a lot of avenues of merch are finally closed for the most part. So that's why I say I do feel like back collecting can almost completely come to an end by the end of this year, by the beginning of early next year, maybe even a portion of this year, depending on how things go. I really do see back collecting ending, though as I said, I do still have a considerable amount of back collecting goals in certain areas of the collection. I don't necessarily know how long those will take depending on listings, and obviously there are a lot of people downsizing right now, and so prices, in my opinion, have been really better than ever, and I mean ever in like the last 3 years. They're really, I think, starting to come down, which is exciting. So that's why I'm ready to strike on some of these harder to get, more expensive items, because I'm starting to see them more frequently, because like I said, a lot of people are downsizing and I think the prices are on the decline for some things. I know some people will take issue with that comment, especially if you collect the most popular member. Maybe that's not the case, but for who I collect and what I want to collect, I've really seen the prices go down. So take everything that I say relatively. It's not a universal experience. It's just what I've been witnessing happen. Also, I promise I'll make a filler for this. I just don't have one right now, but it'll definitely be something like this hollow filler. This one is a god tier OT7 set, in my opinion. It is so cute. Like, everyone just looks so precious and perfect, and I love it. So that is that set. But anyway, like I said, I just feel like I'm in a period of life. Oh no, I do have a lot of daikon updates here. I thought I was done with this binder. These will be good to put away while I'm finishing the rest of this soapbox discussion. So like I said, I feel like I am in a position where I've seen the kind of cards that I want to collect start to come down. Also, here is the daikon from the Lenti. Oh my lord, no, 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 no. Let's not do that. From the big Lenti, and then also from the 101 second round drop, obviously. I have already sorted them. They're already all back to front. I am missing fillers, so it is a frustrating layout, but I promise I will make it look better once I am in the proper headspace to do so. I also think I want to put these in side loading because they're rather heavy, so they're very prone to popping out of these 9 pockets. So I think I'm going to put these in the side loading 9 pockets that I have, just to save myself the headache of like launching them out. So this is just a preliminary setup. I do want to, like I said, make the fillers and do a little bit more care with the cards, but I think you'll be able to see my vision as I'm talking through. So anyway, back to the big overarching collecting goal of 2023, to get some of the harder to get items. And like I said, in doing so, that will just mean, you know, some months there cannot be a big Mercari Japan haul. And, you know, on a personal level, I am fine with that because I'm the one who sees my collection every day and I'm the one spending the money and making decisions.
Me. Just me.
However, it does make me definitely sad from a content making perspective, because in doing so and making that decision to pursue what I want in collecting and not just go the other route and work on being more of a completionist in things, it definitely is going to, I expect, take a substantial hit on my ability to make content, which again, at my level is fine, because at the end of the day, I do not collect to make content. I collect first and the content is subsequent. But that's not to say that I don't really enjoy making content. I definitely do. I would not spend as much time preparing for videos and editing them and putting in stupid memes if I didn't like the actual physical act of video making. But it's just a reality that if I will be buying less stuff this year, in terms of quantity, not necessarily cost, but in terms of quantity, if I'm buying less, I'm just naturally going to have less to show on this channel, which is, like I said, it makes me sad because I really do like making videos, but I have created a platform that is reliant on me actually having items of stuff to put away. And I don't begrudge the community for that, but it comes to a point where like there's sometimes no point in making the haul video prior to the update. It takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of work, and it's just not what people want to see. And again, I'm not begrudging people that. I prefer binder updates just as much as the next collector watcher, and I do watch a lot of collecting content, so I get it. I get it. This isn't me complaining about like, oh, no one's gonna watch my non-binder update making content, but it is just kind of a reality of the situation. And so I guess I wanted to share that with you. If you have an expectation from me to see a new video every 2 weeks, I just, with somewhat of a heavy heart, I guess, I don't think I'm going to be able to continue in the manner that I have, just because, like I said, I collect first and make content second. And so I'm not gonna buy things for the content. When I was buying things, it really served the content. Like, there's no disputing that. But because I'm making a shift now in the way that I'm collecting, now that I have kind of gotten what I want to get, I just don't see me sustainably making a video every 2 weeks is working. And some people who don't like me must be celebrating that fact. But if you have come to expect me every 2 weeks in your subscription box, I'm sorry to say that I think eventually, like, this will also be the year of slowdown of my channel, because like I said, I have bigger fish to fry, and I'd make content about anything, but also if it's not there, it's not there. So I think a lot of my focus will be shifted more on what's being new released now. I know I said I had Namjoon's, and I do. We're about to start that. But if you're unaware, this is from the Lenti, the large Lenti book. All of these are from the large Lenti book. And so these are from his 101, and then these are from their 101. And the only reason I did that was because I thought the mirror was fun, because these are very similar looking photo cards, obviously, and I was really grappling with an odd number of cards. So if I do it like this, then I can basically get 4 members on the rest of the subsequent pages like this. So this is the setup if they are in the same concept. If they are not in the same concept, however, I'm doing Yoongi, Namjoon, Jimin, Tae, and then Yoongi, Namjoon, Jimin, Tae, just to have the alternating concept, which you will see now from this one. I think I've said the majority of what needs to be said on it. I'm really excited for what will happen in this year. I've already had some very, very exciting collecting things play out. But I mean, the reason that you're seeing stuff that I've had for like 2 months now is just because I haven't bought anything with great quantity since the year started and we're already into February. This is essentially, I'm completely out of new cards that I can mass put away after this video, and I don't know when their next restock will be. I am slowly working on my Torn Mustard binder, so I'll probably do a video more dedicated to that kind of progress, and I can throw in some of the bigger purchases every now and then, but I don't know if that's what people want to see. You know what I mean? Because even then, those videos would be pretty short. So maybe I just save showing off everything until I've amassed at least a 20-minute long binder update. So we will see. And like I said, this isn't an immediate change. I still have back collecting plans, as I've said. Japanese inclusions, Torn Mustard, Army Booth. Broadcast doesn't really fall in that category, but you know what I mean. There are still stuff that is easier to get your hands on that I still want. So I'm not saying that this is the end of me forever and the change is immediately happening now. I just wanted to say in this video that I do expect there to be a noticeable change this year in the volume of videos that I can put out, just because I will not have this stuff. Here's a page. I know the white filler looks so bad, but please just give me time to fix it. I'll fix it. But this is what I mean by this layout, or I guess it goes do. I need to definitely figure out what I need to put in the middle though. And then this is this page. I tried my best to keep the concepts together as good as I can, but it was difficult in some manner just because there's just a weird amount of each. So I did what I could. Yeah, I think that's the majority of my goals. I hope I made sense, just because I was doing a lot of thinking, and I do think large parts of my back collecting have reached a natural end. There are still large parts that remain, but on whole, I think a lot of my priorities are going to just be focused this year on bigger ticket items, which is just not something that will come in quite nearly as fast as buying a bunch of the icon cards on Regard Japan or something. That being said, I will of course be keeping up with new releases, so I should hopefully have content in that way, but we will see. So that is all of Daikon. Fillers pending, but I think I like how it worked out. I like these individual pages, even if I think overall the sets really do clash together. I think I like what I've ultimately come up with these cards. I'm really happy that I got to add Namjoon this time, and that it integrates so well into the lenticular ones as well. And this page is definitely a little silly, but it's the only solution I could think of what to do with these green cards, is to just have them mirror each other. So that's what I did there. I will get into my next merch binder. I think we just have some quick seasonal updates, and then we can make it to Torn Mustard finally. Okay, we're back in the seasonal binder, and I was just looking through my photocard little box holder and realized that I definitely missed something in the last binder, so we will have to quickly return to that once we are done with this very quick seasonal update. But I'm just going to Dalmajong, which is here. So I have the last little bits of Dalmajong that came in from the second pre-order, or whatever number pre-order it was, which officially marks the end of Dalmajong collecting for me, which is exciting. I'm really happy that I decided to do OT7. Here we go again with this. And the way, and me being left-handed does not help. If you're curious what these are from the Fabric Diary. Yes, I did push them all out. No, I happily did not have any incidences. So you can make these 8-pocket cards if you want them to, but you can also just store the pages. Because I had the full OT7 set and was keeping the full OT7 set, I'd rather just have them as PCs instead of storing the pages. But I feel like if you have a singular member collection, maybe it makes sense to just keep them on the page. But I don't know, it's your choice. I like how they look, I think they're cute, and I'm happy to have them. that is the stamp PC for Jimin. So since I have this filler, I'm just going to put this filler here. That works out great for me. Good job, past me. So I really just need the filler for that merch set. But that is Dalmajan complete. So cute. And now JK's not alone. He's got basically a full page with him. This is in my broken binder, so forgive me how poorly these things turn. But because I had to split the last binder, I had to put this one in the broken one. So I definitely need to buy a replacement for that. So we need to make a very quick detour back into the binder that we were just in. I will get that very quickly. Okay, here we're back. The reason I forgot is because this stuff is all the way at the back. And it's not quite... I don't quite know what I want to do with it yet, but I do want to put it away so it's safe. So this is like my general Hybe random merch stuff that Hybe just does, like deco kit, artist made, do you know me, things like that. I think piano sheets also fit into this realm, so I definitely am going to put the piano posters away. I'm just waiting for a restock on my One Pocket pages, but I can put the postcards away. My volume 3 and 4 are sitting at my caddy, so I do have them. I just haven't sent them over yet because I'm waiting for obviously my Hobie books to ship and stuff like that before I send the thing. This is Too Cool for School. This is Oh Are You Late Too. This is School Love Affair, and this is Dark and Wild. I'm pretty sure that is correct. You can take my army card away, I guess, if it's not, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. I hope so, at least. So anyway, I do have the anthology book sitting in my caddy. I'm just waiting, so I might do something different with these. I might try to do a more custom page type thing. That really leads me into another actual goal of mine, is I would like to finally start working on custom pages and custom sleeves. I have had a fusing tool for so long, and then watching Eddie K's video of her showing how she makes her custom sleeves and pages, it was really inspiring to me because I'm just like, girl, you need to wake up and you need to turn on that fuse tool that I've had for like literally months at this point. So that is a huge goal of mine. I would like to make pocket pages that prevent me from having to tape anything onto pages, which is something that is going to take me a very long time. It's going to take me a very long time for sure. So that is a huge goal of mine. It's going to take a very long time. I anticipate it will probably take a large chunk of the year. So if you're interested in that, I'll keep you updated, or I can just point out some of the changes that I've made in updates that you'll see from me. So now we can get into Tour and Muster. If you've made it this far in my Rambly video, then please know I appreciate you. I feel like this video needs a TLDW, a too long didn't watch, because I feel like I just rambled and didn't make any sense. I really hope that I made some sense, because I don't know, it makes sense in my head what I'm trying to accomplish or what I'm trying to say, but I do know that doesn't always translate. I do have fun updates for Wings the Final. I do have almost Jimin's full set. I'm just missing his SAPC now. I saw this set for too good of a price and I could not pass it up. It's the essay book. Thankfully, should not be very hard to get. I see it for sale literally all the time. I've literally almost bought it so many times because I see it for sale that often, and I just always held out because I was like, do not buy that until you get your hands on the holo. Jimin's holo is the hardest part of this set. It was way harder to get than Tae's, so I was just like, do not get the essay book or any of the cards until you get your hands on the holo, because you might never get the holo in that case. So now that that's done, I can finally set my sights on finding a good SAPC. Just at the end, I have all of the yet to come stuff, which, I mean, questionably, does this belong in Tour? Maybe, maybe not. I personally am going to put it in Tour because it was still a live concert, and I don't really think I have a good spot in my binder otherwise. This is a pretty not thought out section yet, so forgive me. I do plan on, I think, attempting to try to do custom sleeves with these, just because I really don't enjoy how they look in a 6 pocket. Even if I don't do a custom sleeve, I'll do some kind of filler theme that's related, because I just don't love them in the 6 pocket. But for now, because I need to work on making custom sleeves for both of these things and custom pages potentially for these, I'm just going to put them in the 6 pocket now so I know where they are. I'll probably cut all of that out, but just know that I just spent like 5 minutes reconfiguring something that doesn't even matter, because like I said, I'm not even keeping it that way. I think this will work for now. If anything, they will go in sleeves and they will have some fancy filler backing on them because I really don't like how they look in the 6 pockets. It's too much room, but they hang out of 8 pockets and I physically cannot handle when things hang out of pocket pages. Sleeves, all the more power to you if you can, but if I even see a whiff of a card hanging out of a pocket page, I need to immediately move it. So yeah, that looks like crap. But like I said, that's what we're working with for now. I don't love it. I don't love it. I just think it really lessens the impact of how cute they are when they're in the 6 pocket like this. So I promise you, once I'm feeling in better spirits, I will try to fix that because that's just sad. What is this? Oh yeah. These 2, it's so annoying these don't fit in the 6 pockets. It's just funny because like I am putting this in tour, but this really does not feel like tour merch. I don't know how to explain it, but like this just feels like merch. Is merch a eloquent phrase to say? No, absolutely not. But I feel like some of you know what I mean. You know, like this just like decidedly to me does not feel like tour merch, but here it is. It's staying in the tour section. It's the last entry into the tour section. So I'll just put Macne on the back. I do love the film strip inclusions. They're just gonna be a little bit more difficult to wrangle. So yeah, good job. Oh my, good job. Okay, good. Just sit like that for a little bit. I will return to you eventually. Last but not least, we have the actual mini photo cards. So I guess if they're set up, I should do it like this instead. So that is the tour section. Now that I've just rambled on incoherently for God knows how long this video will be, probably not too long because I can already foresee editor me being brutal in the editing process. Also, I just realized that that's Jin. Like, what? I think they got, yes, okay, good, thank God. I was like, there's no way I mistook Jin for Tae. No, just when I flipped it around incorrectly. So yeah, that's how my life is going right now. These film strips flying out of this pocket page is how my life is going. All right, I'm not turning that around again. I will be turning this binder back upright so it's back where it needs to be. But anyway, the next time you see this binder, I'm really excited because I have been working on some progress finally in this binder. And as you can see, this binder will also 100% have to be split into tour and muster, which is a problem I will deal with later because I definitely do still have enough. But I feel like if I complete what I want to complete, this binder will be like this by the end of it.
Big body.
So for now, it's all good in one binder, but I definitely think I'm gonna have to split tour and muster. So we will see how that goes. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you understand where I'm coming from with my goals for this year. If you don't, I mean, I get it. I don't think I expressed myself very clearly, but I'm happy. I just had to rip the band-aid off and come back and start doing updates again because I had taken such a long time off. I was like, I've completely forgotten how to speak real words to humans. So I'm sorry for forcing you to bear witness to how convoluted this video just was, but I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. I should be, I don't know actually when my next video will be. I do have stuff on the way, but like I said, I need to be pickier about how I distribute that stuff so I don't go like radio silent for like 3 months at a time. Maybe I'll move to more of a 1 video of a month model, but I'll let you know regardless. Like I said, collecting is still happening. It just may be happening in a different manner than I have been going for the last 2 years because I'm about to hit 3 years of collecting, so that's very exciting. But anyway, I hope you're having a really good day. You can comment if you'd like to. You can like this video or subscribe if you want to see more content from me. Some exciting purchases have been purchased that I'm very excited to show you eventually, so stay tuned for that. Have a good rest of your day or start of your weekend because I am, if you're watching this on Friday, I will be uploading this on Friday like normal. So I hope you have a good weekend and everyone manifest PJM1. All right, bye.
Get the hell out.